have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. It says, do you now believe? Jesus replied, the time is coming, and in fact has come when you will be scattered, each to your own home. You will leave me all alone, yet I am not alone, for my Father is with me.
This is before he dies. He tells him, don't know if you believe or not. Not sure if you even understand what I'm saying. I know you hear me, but I don't know if you get me. He says, if you didn't believe me before, soon enough you'll believe me. Not for what I'm saying, but for what you're seeing. Jesus says, I feel alone. So I know you're around me, but there's not too many people that's with me. I feel alone. Left alone. Here on my own. It's bad when you feel it coming and can't do nothing about it. Like the inevitable, unavoidable. I know this is not for everybody. Not too many people like come here. This is scarcity on the text because people don't derive here because everybody's happy with where they're at and who they're with and who's connected to them and around them. But for some lonely person in the room on today, I know you can identify. You ever been around people and felt by yourself? You don't know what's worse if they come or if they leave. You don't know if the connection is tainted, if it's them, if it's you, if it's the energy in the room. It seems like you can connect, but it only electrifies the disconnection. Seems like in a place where you should be accepted, you're misunderstood, where you should be thriving, you're rejected. Safe space becomes unsafe because of the people that are connected didn't come to help but to hurt. You ever been there where you're forced to love a lie? And you want to see the best in people, and they're continuously showing you the worst in them? You're waiting for the promotion knowing it's not going to come. Like you're pregnant with all the dream of the baby, knowing that the abortion or miscarriage is inevitable. It's personal when it's relatable. You ever had a spouse walk right by you and not see you? Sit right in front of you and not hear you? You ever had a friend so close to you, knew everything about you, but knew nothing about you? No. I know Jesus finds himself in that place where I've spent better years of my ministry pouring into people who can't pull power when I need it from me. Because I'm connected to 12. And it tells them in earlier scripture, John chapter 3 and 4, haven't I called you? And I know one of you is the devil. I'm concerned on tonight because many of you find yourselves connected to people who are only connected for the power that they can drain from you. But when it comes to substance adding to you, and they come up empty and want to miss you. Talking about can't even accept a phone call from you. You can't even get a text through when it's time for you to not gain, just refuel, the re-energize. Plug into the source and see, is the power connection tainted? Or are we plugged into a general power source and you come up empty? And Jesus says, you'll leave me alone. Talking about left in it. but it's different because he tells them beforehand, I know it's coming. I knew it was coming when I picked you. I knew it was coming. I saw it a mile down the road. I knew it was coming. You have to identify with the God voice in your ear to say some people I already knew was going to be disappointments from the beginning of it. It's okay. You already knew it in the back recesses of your mind. If you try and contend with the voice that is the hand of God moving you and steering you, then you'll only mess you up. And you have to know that some people stand outside of the door because God has determined you that you deserved more, and so you have to be careful in asking God to bring people and to move folk, because you didn't know, you didn't hear. I know you didn't want to believe it because you want to see the best in them, but God saw the rest of you and determined that they did not deserve. They didn't deserve you. Know that He makes no mistakes. He said, I knew it. And if you didn't know, now you'll believe. Some people just have to see it. It ain't nothing personal. They just have to see it. It ain't nothing that they doubt you. They just doubt themselves, so they have to see it. There's some people who sitting around with 20/20 vision and still need bifocals. They just have to see it. You have to direct some people not off of the cliff, not onto ongoing traffic. You have to direct some people to an optometrist. You have to point them into the way that they need to go and get their vision corrected, because where I'm headed is a destined place, and anybody connected to me has to understand that the place I come to, God has already provided me vision for the insight to say who is connected for me, who is connected to me for me, and who is connected to me but will leave me. Jesus says, if you didn't know, you'll see that when I was left alone, on my own, all by my own, for my own, that I thought the ones who was my own came up and were not even for me, about me, around me, to me, thinking they was only playing because they were connected to something with the potential of power. But when a promise of pain hit, is that people couldn't handle. They wanted to be pregnant with the gift that you possess, but they couldn't handle the pain of birthing it. They were enabled to be weak where you were strong. They were enabled. I'm not talking about disabled people. They were enabled to be doubtful, where you could be, in spite of their doubt, know that God would still work things out, determine things in, would move things for the betterment of your future, for the greater of your good, for the further of your future. I'm talking to somebody on tonight who can identify with the greatness deep down inside of you that you are pregnant with. And though the daddy may have left, and though the friends may not be there, and though you cannot depend on mama, on auntie, on sister, on brother, know that you've always got God. He says, when I was left on my own, I had to look inside of me and realize that God had never left me. And for somebody that's good on today to know that God never leaves you. I don't care who comes and who goes. God never leaves you. When you want to form the plan and people won't pass you a pen or a piece of paper, God never leaves you. And for somebody that's good to know that people can walk away, but God will always stay. That's good for you to know on today, when they give up on you and would write you off and say that the doubt of you was the best of you, they are already performing in their minds to see the worst of you. God said, I believe for the best in you. Yes, the dirt of you, but God made you in it so he could perform through it, that the doubt of them would not be the drought of you, that it's going to work out for you. He says, I know you'll leave. That's okay. But if you thought for 1 second that I would die and stay dead, if you thought for a minute that the little daddy if you thought the bankruptcy, if you thought the slander, lies, the deceit, if you thought the plan of attack, what's gonna keep me down, knock me off track, if it was gonna be the death of me, then it must not be coming from the God of me. And I know that all things work together for the good of them. And I don't know about you, maybe you don't know him, but I know God, and to know God is to love God. And anybody who loves God and is called according to the purpose of God, what does it say? That things that work together for my good? It didn't say it wouldn't feel good. It feels bad, but it's gonna work for my good. It may look terrible, my God, but it's gonna work out terrific. It may even feel gloomy, but it's gonna work out for my glory. I know it because God loves me, and I love him. And anybody who can testify and say that I've been buried in it, but God would resurrect. I've been doubted by it, but God would dispute the doubt. I've been traded by it, but God has turned me around in it. I know God to work it out when folk would give out, give in, give up. And then the good thing that I like about this is that he sees it ahead of time. So let me tell you, in this life, I want you to be happy. I do. I want you to have great days. I want you to go through life with a smile on your face. I don't want you to be sad. I don't. It's not in the plan of perfection that you have gloomy days, sad days, depressing days, high anxiety ridden days, that you have bipolar days, schizophrenic days. It's not in the perfect will, but it's in the good will that you will have trouble, because for the trying of your faith, my God, build this, worketh, it moves patience, and let patience have its good work, knowing that when you're tried in it, that when you're weighed to it, because you will not be found lacking anything. What is the anything, preacher? It says you'll have trouble, but take courage. I've overcome the whole world. Know that whatever is put in front of you, God says, I've overcome it. It don't matter what they place as a stumbling block. God says that the God in you is so powerful that you don't get slated by it. He's already overcome it. It's already worked out. I don't know what you face on tonight. Don't know what you're facing tomorrow. I'm not sure what's standing in front of you, but know that God has already overcome it. It may have came to you and stand tall before you, but God says, I've already overcome it. And if you can just tap into the wonder of him who would call you motive, a mission you purposed, who would identify you destined, that God has already overcome it through you. And so anything that stands in front of, that is before, that calls me to be the trouble to fall detriment of, God says, I have already overcome it. That it don't matter what it looked like. I said, I've already come it. Overcome it. I can't hear nobody. Overcome it. So I'll get in it. So that you can get over it. Just look at it not for the devil in it, but the God who came into it. So you could get over it. Them folk who left, get over it. You gotta get over the promotion passing you by. Get over the job not calling you back. Get over unemployment not approving you. Get over that the loan did not come through for you. Get over everything that so easily besets you, laying it on the side of you. God says you can run the race and win it. Why? Because God got over it so that you could come through it, knowing that God was already in it, made you and brought you to it. He says, all this, all of it, is only so you will have peace. You are bigger than the small piece of that the enemy will drop off. You You bigger than any piece of money that they would try and buy your trust with by paying you in dishonesty. You are greater destined than a piece of man who don't appreciate you, than a girl who just dispute you, than a wife who just nag on you, a husband who just cheat on you, friends who just lie to you and betray you. You better than being a piece of. He said, I need you to know on today that I've called you to know peace. God, he says, peace that surpasses all understanding. My peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you, not as the world gives. Neither can the world take away. All this that you may know peace. It don't matter what or who you may know. If you don't know God, you don't know peace. And I've come to tell somebody on tonight that everything that you've been through it's not for the death of you. It's not for the destruction of you. It is for the performing of God through you, that you may know peace.